Brothers, welcome. This is Swindeezy coming to you live and direct with another episode of Swindeezy and Friends. That being said, let's get down to it and go live. So, brothers, I know there's a lot of talk about, the athletic game and turn this down real quick. Athletic game and just how you can really get out there. So there's some things that we got to address because it's some teaching points. And, I think about it and I say, what would I have wanted to know when I was 14 years old, when I was 15 years old, when I was 16 years old? What is it that if I knew that then, my career would have went in a totally different direction? And that's the benefit of the generation that we live in now, which is the social media era. The young kings coming up can benefit from the OGs who came before them if they're willing to listen. So that being said, let's start with the first topic here. And I had a request from one of my followers, and he said, do a video on JUCOs. So I'm gonna get down to that right now. JUCOs, it's a slang term. It represents junior college. Why does it matter in your aspirations towards playing D1? Well, there's a couple of reasons. The first thing is many JUCOs end up fielding players who have issues at a Division I school. That is primarily how the show Last Chance U came to prominence on television. And what that show was about was a JUCO in Scuba, Mississippi called East Mississippi Community College. And that school arguably had some of the best talent in the whole country. And I'm not just talking about in the JUCO ranks. I'm talking about Division I, Division II, Division III, NAIA, it didn't matter. Those brothers at EMCC could go. They could really play. And a lot of them were there for different reasons, but a big part of it was, as the show title indicates, Last Chance U. That was their last chance because they had made poor decisions in their previous destinations that led them to that resort. So one area that you need to be aware of in your journey, in your athletic journey, is that JUCOs are a place to go if you make a mistake. Now, we're all going to make mistakes. I've made mistakes. Keep living your life. You're going to continue to make more mistakes. We're all going to make mistakes. Nobody is immune from that. But the situation is this. Can you look yourself in the mirror? Can you take accountability for what you've done, for the decisions that you've made? And can you say, I'm going to learn from this, and I'm going to do everything I can to move forward in a positive way? If you can do that, you're on the right track. And that's bigger than basketball. That's bigger than football. That's life. You got to take accountability, guys. I call you young kings for a reason, because you're going to be the leaders of tomorrow. All right? So you got to take accountability. One of the beautiful things about JUCOs is they offer players a chance to take accountability for their wrongs and to get back on the right track. So if you happen to find yourself at a Division I school one day, consider that a blessing. It's a blessing because it doesn't happen for everybody. But if you find yourself there and you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. Could be, but, it's not the end of the world. Go to a junior college. Revive your career. Take your school seriously. End up back at another Division I school. Classic example, Cam Newton. This is widely known, publicized knowledge. Cam Newton was at the University of Florida to start his career. He made a mistake. He was accused of stealing a laptop. The police came in and they looked inside the room. The laptop was thrown outside of the apartment he was in. He actually went to jail for that. And there's a mugshot of Cam Newton. He opened up about it. He was very real about how he was able to grow from that. But he went to Blinn Junior College. It's a school in Texas. Well-renowned, well-respected, and he was a national champion there. And his opportunity at Blinn led him to Auburn, where he was also a national champion. And his opportunity at Auburn led him to the NFL, where he was the MVP the greatest quarterback the Carolina Panthers have ever had, and one of the best black quarterbacks we have ever seen, a trendsetter. You know, physical, strong, amazing, charismatic. He could do it all back in his prime, and I still think he's got a lot left in the tank. Praying for him up there in New England. I wanted to work out for the best. But not to get too sidetracked, but just to use him as an example, Cam Newton is where he is today because of a JUCO. He made a mistake. He took accountability. He grew from that. And Blinn gave him the platform to move forward. So that's the first way that a JUCO can help you as a player. But you got to know that, because if you don't know that, you're not even going to know to go on that path. And it is just fascinating how many coaches are aware of this information but will not tell players. They won't. I don't know why. I really don't. It's foolishness. But, you know, that's why we're here. That's why we're here. So the second thing you need to know about a junior college or a JUCO, let's take a step back. We're not at the Division I level right now. Let's say you're in high school and you're doing everything you can to be the best player you can be in football, basketball, baseball, whatever. You're doing your best, but you don't have the parents to support you. You might think you do, but unless your parents know what's going on, usually in the form of having a father who's in the house and is guiding your career, then you're going to be stuck. So let's take a look at that. Let's say if that's you in that situation. You've given your all. You did a good job in high school, but for one reason or another, you just didn't get the offers. You didn't get a chance to go D1. You didn't get a chance to sign a scholarship. Hell, you may have not gotten a chance to go D2 or D3. And don't sleep on that either, because there's some players in D2 and D3. But be that as it may, you didn't get the opportunity. You think your career is over. You say, well, now I'm just going to go to a college and try to walk on. Don't ever try to walk on to a college team at the Division I level. Never, ever, ever try to do that. Okay? Woo! Get me worked up over here. So don't ever do that. Brothers, don't do that. If you don't have the offers that you're looking for by the time you leave high school, you need to be on the first flight or ticket, train, whatever you want to call it, the first train to a JUCO. That's what you need to do. Get on the internet, research, do your homework. The opportunities are out there. Book a consultation with me. I will put you on all the game in the world because I love y'all. I'm here for y'all. I'm doing it for y'all. You got to take the JUCO route if you didn't get it. There have been so many stories. I know guys in the NFL today who did not have a single offer coming out of high school. They went to the right JUCO, typically in either Kansas or Mississippi, somewhere, and their whole situation was changed. And it's not to say if you go to a JUCO, you're going to make it to the NFL or you're going to make it to the NBA. But what it will do is it will give you a chance to play the game you love, to get some credits, which is really what it's all about, developing your mind, get some academic credits, give yourself a chance to move forward with your education. And regardless of if you get recruited or not, there's a strong chance at that JUCO, you're going to meet people that you never forget about. You're going to meet people that change your life in a positive way. You're going to develop networking connections, and you will have a chance to be featured playing the game you love. And that's not something you can take for granted because a lot of y'all young kings, y'all don't realize it. It's a privilege. It's a privilege, and everybody doesn't get it. So if you go to a JUCO, 2 years, you give it your all, you do your best, who knows what can happen. But if all else fails, you have college credits to your name, you have an associate's degree, you have options. And you got to play the game you love and cherish that every moment of it. I don't care if you're in 8th grade, if you're in 10th grade playing JV, if you're on the varsity team, it doesn't matter. Life is but a vapor. You've got to appreciate every single opportunity you have to do something you care about. And a JUCO can help you do just that. Listen to what I'm saying. Never try to walk onto a team. If it doesn't happen for you coming out of high school, look for a junior college opportunity, a JUCO. It will reopen your recruitment. It will give you the chance to develop your skills, to grow into your body, and it will put you out in front of college coaches and give you a chance to be successful and respected politically at the collegiate level. And the last thing I want to touch on about JUCOs is they save you money, man. First of all, if you plan on going to college, you have to be very, very careful because the student loan debt is just out of this world. So if you plan on being a student athlete, know right now you will never get a real opportunity unless you have a connection with the coaching staff who you're going to play for before you get there. Don't give me this walk-on BS. Don't say, oh, what about J.J. Watt? What about J.J. Watt? His people knew the coaching staff he was going to play for before he got there. J.J. Watt is a hard worker, one of the greatest defensive ends to ever play the game. But J.J. Watt was what you call a preferred walk-on. And even that's a risky business. But if you think you're just going to go out there and make somebody's team and they didn't ask you to come, woo, you know very little about life. But I'm going to school you on it. Your Uncle DZ got you. I'm not going to let you go out there and get manipulated because college is a business. And college football is a very, very shady business. You talk about some terrible people in control of young, naive minds. And it's not to say every single coach is like that, but a lot of them are. And I don't want you to walk into the hands of somebody who sees you as nothing more than a human pawn in his agenda, in his end goal. All right? So going to a JUCO can help you in so many ways. You need to know about that. There's opportunity out here. You want to have the scholarships you want before you leave high school, but if it doesn't work out, go the JUCO route. That is your opportunity. It's not over. It's not over if you know that and you move in. Even if you are in college, if you're in college as a freshman and you say, I'm going to try to make the team here at this university I'm going to, terrible mistake. The worst thing you can do is not to get cut. It's actually to make the team and to have a bunch of coaches smiling in your face, having you work your ass off and you never get anywhere and you hurt yourself. And football is the wrong sport to play around in and not get taken seriously, to not get a chance, because your limbs are at risk every single time you step on the field in football. Any sport for that matter, but definitely football. So even for guys who are in college, in four-year college, if you transfer to a JUCO in your freshman year or your sophomore year, you still got a chance to revive your career. I know a guy who was at a four-year university his freshman year, tried out for the football team, didn't make it. He was devastated. But he had the right information that changed his situation. He transferred to a junior college in Kansas. Worked hard for a year, was featured, met some great people along the way. By the time he was a junior, he had a Division I offer. Changed his whole life. Got to live his dream. Was respected politically in the world of athletics. This is what JUCOs can do for you. So that is what you need to understand, because I promise you, your high school coach didn't tell you that. Your daddy don't know nothing about it. Your mama probably don't know nothing about it. I'll be stunned if she did. But that's why you got your Uncle Dizzy, because I've been there. I'm going to tell you this. I want you to win, King. I do. My day is over. The guys I know, our day is over. But we here for y'all. We want what's best for y'all. So that's why we out here grinding. That's why we out here giving you this game. All right? And that's my take on JUCOs right now. I appreciate the young brother who subscribed, who followed and asked that question. And that's what it's about. It's just giving you this game because you have potential. But potential without opportunity ends up in the graveyard. And I don't want to see that happen for your athletic career. It's your boy Swindeezy signing out. Deuces.